Welcome. This reading is for Libra and it is for December 2025. And we will take a look at current situation and the influences around that. Kind of a bigger reading here since it's for the month. And I am Veronica, and this is Veronica's Dreams Psychic Tarot. Yes, it is. So here we go. And as I'm shuffling, please remember to hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. Love to hear where you're watching from or what's going on. I enjoy the comments and interacting as well. Yeah, gonna shuffle these suckers. Okay, one more time. Let's go. Okay. What we got going on? And one more piece of business. I do personal readings. Link to my website, Vero Tarot Readings at Gmail, will be in the description. Yep. And let's get started. No more business. Okay. For our Libras, current situation, 5 of Cups, past influence. Nope, 2 cards. I don't want to. 2 cards flipped. Okay. Past influence. Okay, we got strength there. Present influence. Double. What's going on? Negative. I'll explain that position when I get there. It's not as bad as it sounds. This thing's in your way. Okay, Tower. Giving myself a little bit more room here. Okay, positive. Let's go. Libra, positive. 2 of Wands. Okay, what you don't see. King of Pentacles. What to look for. Ace of Swords. Unexpected energy. Top card. 4 Swords. Challenge. 2 of Cups. Future influence. Where are we going here? Okay. Page of Swords. Outcome. 7 of Wands, 3 cards. Where does this all lead? 3 cards. Hermit. Star. Ooh, Ace of Coins. Like where it goes, where it's headed. Page of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Maybe some kind of message or something's coming in, but you are in a disappointed position right now. Let's see what the reading, the overall reading's about. I've got just the majors here. We'll pull a major for this reading, and we got the Star. So there, yeah, I mean, okay, Libra, like you are really looking for, meeting, reaching some absolutes, like absolute goals, absolute dreams, wishes. The Star is kind of like that. When I look at the Star, especially at the ending of a reading, I feel like it's something that takes you way into the future. It's not a this instant thing that happens. It's an energy that follows you for a while. It's like you reach kind of like this really good place, and I really love seeing it in this area of the reading, especially followed by the Ace of Pentacles. However, there is that feeling of being disappointed right now. So there's something that's disappointed you. I would say that past is showing the Strength card. So something happened in the past, recent past, probably recent, maybe a little bit longer ago, where you really had to like dig in and really, you're, having to really dig into the strength of really hanging in there and really being strong about something. The present influence is the Devil. So I feel like though that you realize that you're kind of attached to this situation. So keep in mind the Devil is sometimes, it's not always, but I'm getting that feeling right now. It's like attachments, addictions, where you can't let go. It could be ideas, it could be a situation, it could be a person, it could be a substance, but it is an attachment. And it feels to me like the reason why you're disappointed is because you can't let go of it. There's something in that past that has to do with that Strength card. But all in all, the reading is about your dreams. So there's something that's really important here happening. Let's go ahead and clarify that Five of Cups and see what that is about. What are you disappointed about? Let's look at that. Yeah, we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck for the majors too. So it's kind of, that's a big energy. Five of Cups, please. Star. Okay. Star keeps showing up. Ace of Swords is also showing up. And the Sun. Yeah, yeah, there's something here where you didn't feel like you could reach your dreams. You know, the Star with the Ace of Swords. Maybe there was some kind of aha moment that made you believe you couldn't reach your dreams, and it's affecting your happiness, your joy. You know, you're really going to have to focus on those two full cups because this is a hard time for you. I mean, if this is coming up, like, this is not easy at all. Like, this is really hard. You feel like you've been stripped almost, and you feel like it's almost leading to not having joy right now, which is really hard, especially December. You know, December is a hard time anyway for some people. Um, so it is really hard. Let's look at the what the strength card is saying here. There's that Sun again. Okay, you're having some issues with that. Um, I feel like there's something here in the past where you know you had to leave it behind. You had to head for something new with that Chariot. The Six of Swords is that leaving something behind, and we're going back to the happiness, the joy in your life. Like, I gotta find this. I've got to find this. But that disappointment. Let's look at the Devil. Let's dig deeper into the Devil to see what's going on, because that might help us here. I really feel like, you know, I almost feel like this is not being able to let go of something that you feel like would have like been a wish fulfillment. Hangman. Yeah, Knight of Coins. Yeah, Six of Wands. Yeah, you know, being attached to something where I feel like there's something here where um I mean, these are two really slow, stagnant cards. The Hangman, of course, is in that Hangman position. The Knight of Pentacles is progressing, but it takes a lot of patience. It moves kind of slow here. And then the Six of Wands, though, is about recognition and being in the limelight. There's something here about you um, kind of dug in on it. There's something that's missing. Like, you want to be in the spotlight here. You want to be given attention, and it doesn't mean like you want to be in the spotlight for everybody. Maybe someone in particular, maybe just at work. There's something here where that's really important to you right now, and you're attached to that idea that you have to have that recognition, that you have to get it from the outside. I feel like you're trying to look at it differently, but it's taking a bit to move forward into going, no, I don't have to have this. You have the Tower and the negative. So I feel like, so the negative position is something that's affecting you adversely, but you can't necessarily do anything about it. It's like behind the scenes. It could be, you know, an energy that's has nothing to do with you, but it affects you. In other words, you can't control it. It's there, but there is a shift. There's a change that happened or is happening. This Tower, and it is affecting you in the sense that this change is going to drive some of your decisions moving forward. Is there anything else we need to know about this Tower and the negative? I mean, it may not be super clear because you may not ever know what this is. And same with the, again, that Hangman. Queen of Cups, Hangman, Nine of Pentacles. So the Queen of Cups, you know, there might be someone here that you really care about. But again, looking at things differently, I feel like this change does lead I mean, for some of you, it may lead to you being single because of the Nine of Pentacles being an independent energy. I mean, but I feel like it affects it also, not for all of you, but also this could lead to maybe it affecting your finances. This could be work. And that's why like the attention thing was really important. and the change may affect this area in your life where you're like, I don't know. Let's see, let's look at the Two of Wands, because that's the positive. I do feel like you have some skills available to you, and you might, that there is something out there. So this again is positive. It's not necessarily something that you can change, but it's there for you. And this Two of Wands reminds me of, he's on the tower, he's out looking at all his opportunities. So if there's something that you feel like you lose with that tower, there's something else to be gained here. And there is opportunity out there for sure, because this is that positive energy. So you do have to take the time to look, but it's there. And I think that's what this card says. So take a look. So the next card is what you don't see, and that's the King of Pentacles. I feel like the King of Pentacles is drawing this, driving this change that's happening. I do. So the King of Pentacles could be a family member. It could be a boss. It's probably a male. Not always. Usually in a collective reading, I don't, the gender doesn't matter in the court cards, but I feel like it's definitely a masculine energy where it's very much a leader or a boss type figure. But someone who's, but I feel like they're driving that change, but you don't see that happening. But you do learn about this one, because I think that Ace of Swords and what to look for is looking for the truth, finding the truth here. There's something here where you may need to know the truth. I don't always say that the truth doesn't always like free you, because sometimes it doesn't. Like, and sometimes you'll never know the exact truth of something, especially when it's this hidden energy. Tell me about the King of Pentacles, High Priestess, Ten of Wands. This is, you know about this. Like the Hangman keeps coming up. Are you overthinking anything? Like being in a position of overthinking? So, High Priestess, trusting your intuition. There's something here that's heavy, hard, and I feel like you know who this is with the Hangman. I mean, that's basically all I can say is you know who this is. You know exactly who this is. That's the feeling I'm getting there. I mean, but they are actually driving this change, which is adversely affecting you right now. It doesn't for long, though, by the way. It doesn't for long. Sometimes things that get changed or things that change actually bring in good stuff, because without the tower, there's no star, and you're getting the star, and then you have the tower. The Ace of Swords is what energy to look for. I mean, I think it is looking for clarity. I also believe when I see the Ace of Swords and what to look for, it's also about looking for the truth and also finding your true voice. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords here. Yeah, Nine of Cups, Page of Swords, which Four Swords. So we've got both of these all in the reading as well, except for the Nine of Cups, but we've got the Page of Swords. So yeah, I think there's some kind of clarity you need to, there's something here about reaching your dreams. You got the Star as well. And the Page of Swords is putting in the work to reach those dreams. And the Four of Swords, though, is to understand when you need to take a step back and take a rest. The Four of Swords, it's not always a long-term rest. Like sometimes we just need a day, an afternoon. Oh, shoot, a 15-minute nap, but there is a break needed here. And I feel like the Ace is saying you need to speak up and say that when you need that break, because you've been working really hard. And even if it's not speaking up to somebody, it's speaking up to yourself then to follow through with that. I think that's a really important part of this reading in general. You have the Four of Swords in the unexpected. So I don't always like the Four of Swords being in the unexpected, because sometimes that can be like you get a cold, you get sick. It doesn't necessarily mean bad sick, but like you get something that makes you rest. Yeah, it could be a cold, a flu, a toothache. I mean, something that kind of puts you where, okay, now I need to rest, and it's kind of forced upon you. Let's take a look. Let's see if it might not be that at all. It might be just you unexpectedly realize you need to take a break from something. There's something here you need to take a break from. There's that feeling big time here. Ten of Swords. Three of Cups, and the Temperance. So 10 of Swords, closing the door on something. Yeah, you might need to close the door on an idea. I think it's this up here with the disappointment. Like you know you're kind of attached to this idea here that you've been disappointed about. And whatever this energy is to you, this disappointment, you've got to shut the door on that, the 10 of Swords. And once you do, this is when the Four of Swords happens. And it will lead to, being able to, be in a better place, a happier place around people that you enjoy, but not just around people that you enjoy, but celebrate more. And even if it's quiet, it's just, just being in a better place. The Temperance is that really, it's an emotional balance card, but it's also allowing you to make things happen. And I feel like this, you realize that, yeah, you know what, I need to close the door on this. And this happens to you unexpectedly. And you realize this needed to be done because once you take a little bit of a break and take a deep breath and try to get away from this idea that you're attached to with this disappointment, because until you can look at what you have, what two cups are still full, it's going to be hard to, um, really move past that. And I think this surprisingly comes in and you realize, yes, I got to shut the door on this. Okay, I'm going to take a break. The break also makes you realize what you do have with the Three of Cups. But also, the Temperance is not only an emotional balance, it's also what you can become. It's also a very huge card in alchemy. So, creating something of your own. So, there's something big here. I will be honest, I feel like it's pretty big. Um, and it's not going to be easy. I don't feel that with the cards either. But I think that there is a time for you to understand what you need to let go of and what needs to close forever, so that you are not necessarily forever, but close what door needs to close, so that you can move forward and actually become something more. Like there's something here that you need to draw from. The Page of Swords. Oh no, let's do the Two of Cups is in your challenge. There's there could be something here about trust. Let's look at this. This is a relationship partnership card. I feel like it's a partnership that's very comfortable with the water surrounding the two people. Um, so it has a comfort level to it where you're really close, taking care of each other from that water, surrounded. But it's in the challenge. So there's something here to me. That's why I'm saying something about trust, maybe. What is happening with this Two of Cups? The Chariot, Three of Cups again, Two of Swords. And there might be some kind of energy where you're either deciding or someone else is deciding whether you want to continue in a relationship or start a relationship. It could be start. The only reason why I say continue is because a lot of times to me the Chariot's like a continuation. It's started. The Chariot doesn't start something; it moves something forward. And do you guys really want to move forward? This also could be a partnership with whatever's happening here, because this is kind of a challenge. Um, it is in the challenge spot. It's not kind of. It is a challenge. So there's a feeling of the challenge, though, isn't the relationship. That's this. This is something, a partnership that's been moving forward. But there's some kind of decision. So I feel like all of this derives off the other thing. I feel like this absolutely could be about relationship, but it also could be about work. This partnership could be about a relationship, could be about work. Someone you work with, or a a friend, family member, that kind of thing. But there's some big decision here. So whatever change is happening actually affects your family in some way, or this partner, and there has to be a decision. Okay, so this reminds me somewhat, and you guys will know because you'll understand if you're watching this, but kind of reminds me of like, like you may lose a job or something. And again, this is just an example. may lose a job, and then you get another job offer because of that Two of Wands or something out there. You get another job offer, but it means maybe moving or doing something different, or a different, it affects your hours that you can work, or something that then affects um, family members or partners, um, or kids or family in general. So it's kind of reminds me of that, where this is going to affect, there's an opportunity, but it feels like it's going to affect the other person. So it may be a challenge. Now, the challenge position to me is not necessarily something you can't overcome, because I don't think it would be here if you couldn't overcome it. Those are in the position you can't do anything about, right? This one you can. It's an obstacle. Once you realize that it's there, it's something that you can navigate. We have the Page of Swords in your future influence. I really just feel like this, I mean, I don't always get this with the Page of Swords, but I feel like there's something here where you're going to learn something. It's going to be like this bright aha moment. And because Page of Swords is about learning, it's also about messages. So a message comes in or something of that nature where you really are sparked and can really understand what's happening. I feel like there's going to be knowledge coming in, but even more importantly, I feel like it moves you forward, like this bright epiphany. Is there anything more about this Page of Swords? There's that Queen of Cups again and the Sun again. Yeah, okay. You're, yeah, epiphany of exactly what's happening here, because we have the Queen of Cups again, something that means a lot to you, this happiness, this joy, and this Tower moment. So whatever energy shifted, which was out of your possibility, this in the future, I feel like you learn more about this. This is going to influence you moving forward. And I feel like you may learn that someone caused this, or it's, you learn what happened. And the reason why I say someone caused this or something, you learn what happened because in the outcome, you have the Seven of Wands, which is you standing up for yourself. So once you learn, and once this energy drives you, you say, no, I'm going to protect myself and I'm standing up for myself. Seven of Wands, really protecting. Is there anything else we need to know about the Seven of Wands, please? Anything here? Okay, Knight of Coins. There's that Tower again. Yes. And then the decision. Yeah, you're like, okay, I got to know. I got to defend myself, because if I want to move forward because of that Tower, I need to make a choice here with this Two of Swords. So that Seven of Wands is, yes, all about, standing up for yourself on this situation with the Tower. You've gotten it a couple times. So where does all this lead? It leads to the Hermit, the Star, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So I think once you are able to settle this with the Seven of Wands energy, the outcome, you're able to really, go on that quest to really learn, and really, really, I feel like it's not alone. I don't feel like you do it alone, but the Hermit is an alone energy. But the Hermit's lantern also has the Star in it, which you got the Star next, which which I feel like the Star is bringing in an energy for you to understand how far you've come. So I feel like the Hermit is kind of like that inner work that you might have to do to have the confidence. Then the Star comes in, and that's the realization. Okay, look at what I've done. Look at what I've accomplished. You have a much more um, self-confidence as you move into January, probably. And once you do, because you realize you can reach your dreams, you absolutely are. And then the Ace of Pentacles comes in with a new opportunity. Let's clarify that Ace of Pentacles, if we can see more about that. I like the fact that it's a new opportunity. This could be money coming in as well. It could be a job opportunity, a new project, something that's sustainable as well. It's really a sustainable energy when you have the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me more about this Ace of Pentacles, please. 3 cards. Okay, 5 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the 8 of... This is something you've worked hard for sure. So the 5 of Swords. So there was a decision you had to make about how much energy to give something. I see the 5 of Swords as, do I stay and fight or do I walk away? And if I stay and fight, I have to realize I could lose. So there's that chance you're taking. Um, but I feel like this is you staying and fighting, which leads you to more choices moving forward. And this is those choices. And this opportunity, the reason why you have the choices is because you've worked really hard here with the Eight of Pentacles. So this opportunity is revolved around specifically the Eight of Pentacles, something that you have worked hard on, studied, learned, got certified in, I don't know, mastering a skill, but whatever it is, it's the hard work. Could just be plain hard work, you know, giving you a new opportunity, but it does come in. And I feel like this is a lot about career. And look, the Ace of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck of my clarifying cards. So yeah, that's like a double clarifier of the Ace of Pentacles. So something definitely is coming in January. What is our advice? I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Somnia Oracle. These decks are all Somnia Tarot. Um, what is the advice for our Libra? Too many cards fell out. Tell me what the advice is for Libra. Oh, I got two of them. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's take a look at both of them. We got the Mare and the Dowsing. The Mare is the house on fire, and the Dowsing is the, no, I'm sorry. The Mare is this person in the bed in the water, and the Dowsing is the house on fire. So let's take a look at the Dowsing 111. There's a long story. I had to organize. This book is in no kind of order, so I had to do a cheat sheet for myself. 111, the Dowsing. I thought there was an extra page there. So this is the Dowsing. The key words are levitation, preservation, respite, disputation, I don't know, restoration, equilibrium. Okay. There's some words. Okay. Sorry about that. The Dowsing portrays the pursuit of mindful action in the face of crisis. When chaos threatens to overwhelm us, it is important to maintain a rational approach to carefully addressing the challenge at hand. This card reminds us to to employ the proper tools to extinguish turmoil and rebuild when the storm passes. So if you're going through a lot, it's basically, yeah, it's asking you to really, you know, yeah, this is a perfect card because I feel like this is a little bit of a turmoil situation you have going on here. So when the chaos threatens to overwhelm us, it's important to maintain a rational approach. So I think it's just saying stay rational. Don't do anything too harsh. Let's see what the Mare says. Mare, Mare, 93, 95, 93. Intrusion, primal fear, unease, apprehension, paranoia, suspense. So the Mare embodies the fear that rises from the depths of the unconscious. With her identity obscured, she represents the unknowable terror that haunts our dreams. She prompts us to recognize fear as an intrinsic part of the human experience. This card is an invitation to accept that fear will come, often without warning, but that it does not have to consume us. The Mare's presence teaches us that while all fear cannot be banished, it can be faced with courage. So I think these are really good cards, honestly, because I feel like whatever is happening here with you, Libra, it's a really hard time for you. So yeah, stay positive because it does work out. And I do like the Dowsing one, especially. Take a rational approach to things moving forward through December, and you should be fine because you will get through it. You will. You just be consistent. I mean, you've got the strength. You got the strength card right there in your past. So take care and let me know. Yeah, leave a comment for me. Take care. Have a beautiful day.